images of a 1950s housewife in her kitchen probably come to mind. Well, the 50s are long over, but home ec classes are still being taught in some schools, although the lessons are quite different. In fact, the new home ec class might be just as important for today's students than reading, writing, and arithmetic. Heather Abraham shows us how your grandmother's home ec has been turned on its head and brought into the 21st century.
If I'm going to be a homemaker the rest of my life, I want to know what I'm doing.
It was labeled Stitchin' and Stewin', training for women at a time when they stayed at home.
Why in the world do you want to take home ec? Why? Well, because that's something I'm going to need to know.
From the time of its creation in the late 1800s, home economics taught women how to sew, cook, and keep a happy family.
Then the women's movement came in the 70s, and that's sort of where we see a shift. And the shift was more on pushing the careers and preparing women for careers.
And experts say what was lost were valuable lessons.
And when we think about success in our careers, it's pretty difficult to be successful when our personal life is not working.
Dr. Sally McCombie, a professor at Indiana University, never took home ec. She was college-bound, but it would become her passion. She was witness to a huge push to get life lessons back in the classroom for girls and for boys, too.
Then in 1994, there was a big turnaround. We changed our name to Family Consumer Sciences to better show what we actually do.
At Indiana High School, we saw firsthand the modern-day family and consumer sciences, students learning things to prepare them for the real world. Here's an example of how things have changed. While you'll still find cooking classes in junior and senior high schools, students are now learning about obesity, what causes it, nutrition, and how to plan healthy meals.
All right, so what did we do to make our muffins more nutritious? What did we do with the flour?
In a la carte baking, students modified a fattening muffin recipe using whole grain flour and smaller portions. And right next door, we found another classroom hard at work, learning about debt and managing money.
Why it is so important that we keep an accurate check register so we always know how much money is in there.
Sarah Linetti teaches a class dubbed On Your Own. She says it's difficult when you're first starting out, especially for students who didn't have proper guidance at home.
Buying a car and purchasing car insurance, and you saw us doing our checking lesson today. Along with that, we do savings, taxes, credit cards. We want them to be successful on those levels.
Both on the home front and at work. Pennsylvania actually has some of the highest standards in the country, requiring family and consumer sciences in schools. 11th grader Ryan Krebs has taken several of those required courses already.
If I get to college, of course, it's going to help out there. So, like, I eat healthy there, I know what to do. Like, being able to learn that here, it's, like, really valuable.
What experts would like to see is further testing before graduation to make sure students are really ready to be on their own. But they are proud of the accomplishments so far.
The home baking, I don't think it's ever going to quite go away. It's just that we are doing it now in a different way.
Heather Abraham, KDKA TV News.